And let's see how we're doing. We're back. Hello, guys. Episode 52. Here with me is Christian. I'm doing this live stream from the laptop because I had some camera issues, but I hope you guys can listen and can hear everything correctly. I see Patrick is already on with us. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Christian. Good to see you. Sorry for the little bit of delay because we kept planning this from Friday. Yesterday we tried once again, and now here we are. Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
I'm sitting painting my ass off, trying to get the last details ready. My army is almost done, but I have some new additions, and I wanted to optimize some things. And I chosen like in the 11th hour to add two objectives that I'm working on also, but it's gonna be a secret, and hopefully I'll get to reveal it sometime next week before we go.
I also have some secrets. And I myself, probably most of the ETC players are working on their last retouch and doing their last, painting. I hope this stream actually gets you guys at the painting table because I'm trying this stream. I'm just gonna try and move the laptop so you can see what's on my table. So two armies getting painted, a lot of stuff.
Are you painting for a friend also too, or what from the team?
So Bogdan and we're working together, and basically this used to be our meeting room here at the office, and now it's our painting table for this weekend because yeah, he had to do almost an entire army. I had to do some Shermans. I did some Easy 8 for my good friend who's playing the Easy 8 for Julian. We got this boy, the Fury one, with some battle damage in the process. These fat boys look absolutely wonderful. The Easy 8s up armored. They are actually the model. They came from the
Yeah.
They came from the starter army that came with the Bulge book. Absolutely wonderful kit. You got the super Pershing, you got normal Pershing, you got Easy 8s, you got Calliopes, you got absolutely everything you need for the Bulge book. And I'm not doing any promo for Battlefront, but I think it's one of their best starter sets that they did. They also had one, I think, with the Bagration German book, also very good with Panthers and no, I think it was with Tigers with Panzer 470s, which were very, very handy and very helpful because we're using them in the armies right now. Because yeah, this is how it goes. Chris, you've sent me some really nice pictures, and maybe later on we're gonna reveal them to everybody and see what you're working on and what you're trying to paint and how things are going. Saying hello to Patrick at the moment, and we'll try to see who else is gonna join for this Sunday afternoon. It's usually not our usual day for streaming or hour.
It's extraordinary.
It's an extraordinary thing, yes, exactly, because currently we're just working on, getting things ready for the ETC in the last minute. Also, I'm driving to the ETC. You also probably, right, Chris?
Yeah. We'll be driving Thursday morning at 9 a.m. and then hopefully the GPS or Google Maps at least said that we'll be there like in 9 hours. And due to the fact that it's a Thursday, hopefully there won't be that many,
car jams
or Stau, as it's called in German.
Staus.
But I think most of the holiday traffic is like from Saturday to Saturday. So hopefully we drive on Thursday, we won't, get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, we are also leaving on Thursday morning, but about 4 or 5 in the morning, because we have a planned stop, and then on Wednesday morning we're driving from probably Bratislava. It will be we'll be driving from Bratislava again to about 12 hours to Hasselt. It's about 21 hours of driving.
Is
We are two
you
drivers in the car, but hey, we need to.
how far is it? Like, is it like
It's
1,500 or something for you guys?
2,100 kilometers to Hasselt.
Okay, I hope you checked the oil on the car and the tire pressure and everything.
Exactly. I did a major investment. So first, we were kind of skeptic with the high prices in airplane tickets and stuff like this, and said, okay, we're gonna go by car. But then I invested about 500 euros in tires and checking the wheels and checking, oils and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know,
Well, you got to do that too, because if you're gonna drive like 4,200 kilometers, you need your car to work.
exactly. You need your car to be in top notch. I hope everybody who'll be coming and joining us um,
etc.
for the ATC and for this event will be ready. And yeah, I mean, we have people traveling from all over the planet. Especially our first opponents will be coming from New Zealand. So hey, I think only two of them, because the rest probably are from Europe. I know Hugo, for example, one of their players is coming from Portugal, and
Yeah, yeah.
he's a very nice guy, and all the guys from New Zealand are very nice. And hopefully next year we'll be seeing more of them from New Zealand.
Yeah,
At
but no,
the
the Kiwis used to come, and I think last year it was due to Corona or something. Maybe they had some restrictions in regards to leaving the country or whatever. But
exactly.
yeah, and I remember one year, I can't remember which country they were from, but they had like the car broke down
Hmm.
in their drive to Serbia, or was it? I think they were to drive to Athens in Greece, and it broke down, and it was like they barely made it until, like, I don't know, a few hours before the event had to start. So
Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
crossed. Yeah, toss
Exactly.
some salt or whatever you have of things in
Patrick is saying
Romania.
that he was almost close to not being able to arrive because his boss was not gonna let him take his day off. This is also something important. It's 1 week, almost 1 week, because if you start from Wednesday, let's say, you have to take some days off, and people usually already have those days off to travel with the family somewhere for the
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah,
Yeah. But I know I mean, you, Chris, told me that you're gonna have your vacation starting with ATC and then prolonging it afterwards. I know, for example, Lud told us that he's gonna go for a very nice vacation in France after ETC. And yeah, I think people are gonna do this. I'm gonna travel back to Romania because I have a lot of things to take care of, but I'm also planning for some vacation at the end of August. So let's see how
yeah.
it goes until then.
I would really have wished that we were able to go a day or two before, but because it was rescheduled from Poland to Belgium, and thanks to Belgium for hosting, by the way. But it resulted in that we had already planned our vacation way ahead, and
Exactly.
I had to go in on my knees begging the head nurse to get 2 days off to be able to go. And I've been working 80 hours this past week with
Whoa.
shifts at the hospital to earn up some goodwill in the bank, so I were able to get 2 days off. Um, but yeah, if we were able to go at a few days before, we would definitely have gone and seen all the sites. It's the Battle of the Bulge. It's Belgium. It's not far from the Ardennes forest. And yeah, there was so
Yeah,
much stuff I would love to see in Belgium when I'm there, but we are unable to do it. So
you should definitely go for Luxembourg and for the La L'Église, where they have that Tiger II tank exposed. I
Yeah,
mean, I traveled there 2 years ago, I think.
yeah. You have a picture of it, right? Yeah, I recall where you're in front of the tank.
Exactly, and it was absolutely wonderful. I mean, I recommend to everybody coming to this year event. They should take. I mean, if you're doing and you want to plan your holiday, it's a very nice place to go to La L'Église. It's also okay. It's not the time period when the bulge uh, action took place, but hey, it's something
The
that
vicinity of it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's something very nice, and there are some very nice sightseeings there. They have a nice museum there, and you can get some souvenirs. I got there. I have an SS medal and two US medals, two US pins. Those things that they put
Color. Yeah, yeah.
on their colors, yeah. And I'm using them at the ATC usually as a token of good luck.
Great, great. Yeah. I
So,
bought the pins. The limited pins you could get from Battlefront
all
because
right.
I just think I don't know, it doesn't mean anything, but it's like a cool little niche thing to have on. Like I'm playing British, so I have this pin, so you can see that I'm.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I think you used to have it on your bag of toys,
Right.
and I also plan to buy something this year because I'm still using a metal case that I made with the foam that I made myself to carry
Yeah,
my minis.
yeah,
So maybe this year I'll be winning something, or I'll buy my miniature cases.
yeah.
All right, guys. So it's been wild day, let's say, a wild week, since we know our first opponents. Okay, we took a look over our opponents' list. We also took a look over everyone's list. By the way, Scott was a really nice event, and was a nice idea to make a live for it. You can find the live on the ETC page, and we have the rosters there. And so the first games will be Belgium, Poland, Austria, England, Denmark plays Netherlands, Mercenaries will play Switzerland, France will play Germany, Iceland, USA, Finland will play Portugal, Ireland will play Italy, Serbia will play Spain, and Romania will play New Zealand. These were, let's say, the first round of matches. I think most of the competitive teams, let's say, got some fairly uh, good games to start with. They are, let's say, the casual games that they would have preferred to have for the first game, in terms of getting, getting things rolling. Because after you travel, and then when you get to these kind of events, you just need a game where you need to relax and you need to get into the game and feel how it goes. With all the scenery, with all the new tables and everything there. How do you fancy Netherlands, Chris?
Yeah, last time when we played them, we played like 3 wins and 3 losses. So, but that was back in version 3 when artillery was really good, and we had a lot of artillery
Mm-hmm.
in our list back then. And I was running 8 25-pounders and 8 5.5s along with Churchills, and
Th- those
I
were
had
the days when you could afford to buy 25 pounders.
and I could put up like the huge template and bombard with the anti-tank 5 firepower 4 plus, or I could concentrate and reroll my bombardment firepower 5 anti-tank 5 and 2 plus on the small template. And I recall back then that when we went through the terrain, um, Helly was nice to the guys in regards to how we should rule the terrain, because otherwise our artillery would just be able to roam free and see everything. So hopefully this won't be an issue this time with the terrain and so on. But the only guy I know from back then is Tim, and he's playing the Chaffee lists with 12 Chaffies. So I don't know about the other guys. You know, Holland has only participated at DTC twice, I think. But I always assume that my opponent knows how to play his list, and that he knows what his plan is and his general goal is. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a good match against the Dutch, and I can only say that the winner buys beer.
Yeah, and they have quite nice beer in Belgium, I could say.
Yeah, yeah.
So from what I I have two experiences with the Belgian GT. So what I can tell you is, because most of the people coming to these Belgian GTs are also from the Netherlands, and
Yeah.
they they started off, a little bit shy in the beginning, and they were doing things and learning things. And by the last GT, for example, they were bringing some good lists, good organized lists, and they were playing their game. They knew rules and they knew a lot of stuff. And I also talked with Robbie from Team Belgium. He said that the value of players is constantly growing, and you can see this. You can see the Belgian community and the lower countries community, let's say, so with
Yeah,
Luxembourg,
yeah.
Belgium, and the Netherlands. You can see these guys with very good scenery, with decently painted armies, with good lists, and yeah, you guys could have your money for for the game, let's say.
Yeah, yeah, but as I say, we know never underestimate anybody. So I always assume that they know how to play, and I know Tim for a fact. He also been a judge at the ETC, so he definitely knows the rules. And I don't know if he's the captain on the team, but yeah, I bet he has been coaching the guys in how to play. So no, we never underestimate anybody. Uh,
Exactly. That's the first rule when you want to be competitive and you want to have results, is never underestimate your opponents. Also, it's a thing that I do before all my games, let's say, is that I'm trying to focus very much. Okay, I'm free of the duty of making, the matchups, which is very hard. And basically, in this kind of
so
yeah, this kind of event, it's basically almost like 50% of everything. I mean,
yeah,
if you're kept
think
if
it's
you're
I think it's like sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's like 40% matchup and then 60% game when you play. Especially in these team events, you'll see lists that you won't bring to a singles tournament because you might have designed the list to counter certain meta lists. So some of the lists are very dependent on getting the right matchups.
Right, yeah. So I will just take a look over the Netherlands list, because maybe people, just want our impressions and want to know what we think about their lists and these kind of things. We have about 5 viewers right now, so who knows? Maybe we will not discuss, let's say, too much of technical stuff and other issues, but we're just going to take a look over the list. So I'm just starting with the first list, which is Gerbens. I think I will not try to butcher his family name, because it's very hard for me. But he's playing a reconnaissance list with an FTP platoon, taking two Achilles, priests, and US veterans Shermans. Pretty standard list. Basically, taking the FTP platoon here tells you that he might play for maneuver as well as attack. This is my opinion. It's not something that you have to take into consideration or not, but this is how it looks. Then we have Albert's list. I don't know how much you can see because it's very shadily, let's say. He's playing Panzer Company Greyhound with Ardennes SS. Tiger 2 being on the main formation, and then some heavy hitting 8.8 tank hunters, 12 Stummels, the casual. This will be a list to take care of. I mean, it will be a hard list to play against. I don't know where you put this, Christian. I think
But
it's.
I won't say anything
You don't say anything. All
to
right,
that list.
perfect,
No,
perfect. But
I won't say anything because it's a competition. So if you want to talk about the list, Theo, it's your thoughts, not mine.
it's my thoughts. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. This is what we discussed before we started the stream. That we will share some information. We will talk about this list, but basically, this list for me, it's a well-rounded list. It's a list that you guys might have some issues with, but yeah, I don't know. It depends of the player. Depends how good he is and how good his play style is. Uh, we got Kempertish. I know this guy is a veteran, I think, in the Netherlands ATC team. He's playing third AD. No, he's playing veteran Shermans without third AD, which is kind of unusual from my point of view. Paras platoon, right? I would take this and 10s, priests, a lot of priests. I would say this is an offensive list, probably with Calliopes and a lot of bombardments, and yeah, a lot of bombardments. Then you got the standard camper Just with Tiger 2's SS and bunch of rifle guys from Hungarian force. All right, so we have some Hungarians. I think it's one of the few. Did you see any other Hungarian lists?
No, I've seen some Romanian lists, but I don't think I've seen any Hungarians.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Hungarians either. For my taste, it's a very short list with the short core, but I don't know how Just is going to play it. And that's about it.
So, Theo, you're playing against New Zealand. I haven't actually looked at their lists.
I will.
So
We can
we
take a
do the
look.
opposite.
We can take a look together.
Yeah.
This time I will try not to talk too much about them for the
No,
same
no, no, no. Yeah, it's the vice versa for you.
for the
Let's,
same for the same reason.
yeah.
Um, I don't know if you can see. This is Frank Roenspies. Frank, sorry for butchering your name, but so he's playing Armor Panzer Grenadiers with no NCO and von Zauken with a Ferdinand.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be like German Frank Ohrenspies or Frank Ohrenspies.
Roenspies. Yeah, probably. So this one, it's
Let me talk to you, Theo, so you don't, so
yeah,
Dan
yeah,
won't murder you for
yeah,
saying
yeah.
too much. Well, you can talk, but it's just like I know how excited you get at some point. But this is one of the lists with the Ferdinand,
Yes,
and also he has opted to take maybe the best plane in the game in regards to its points.
yes. The
Uh,
Handshell 129.
yes, and this will be the killer of Achilles and M10s on top of armor vehicle, such as priests and stuff. And if you do the math uh, on how many dice it takes to shoot down a plane,
A
you
lot.
can think about it like this: there's 6 sides on a dice. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, so you'll need fives to hit him. So you'll hit with 1/3 of that. That is 12 hits. And then he needs to save on 3 plus, which basically means 2/3 will save. This means there are 4 possible kills, and you'll need to kill him on 5s, most likely.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'll shoot down one plane with 36 dice.
If you're
So
lucky.
you will, if you're lucky. And this is just the math. It takes 36 dice to shoot down one plane. So they will definitely come in, and they will kill either top armor 0 vehicles or like the ones like what are they called, the Hellcats and so on, because they're going to shoot in the side with Instinct 7 guns, 6 shots. So beware of that.
Yeah.
And then his core is just basically some very expensive core with some hard-hitting infantry in half tracks and 27 points worth of Panzer 4 Jagd.
Panzer 470s.
Yeah, the Jagd version. I don't know whether they like. I can't recall if they cross. I think don't have that good of a cross value, like on 5+ or something. Are they like the Hetzers? I can't remember how good they are at crossing, but
we could check.
But there's definitely something to take into consideration when you play against this list, that he will have issues with crossing. And then he has some decent support. He has brought some Reggie just to be sure to do a spearhead. And then von Saugen so he can reroll his reserves. So I would say this list is like some sort of defense maneuver list.
It is. It is.
Especially with the Ferdinand. It's supposed to stop Churchill. Then if you take the next list, here,
yeah.
Brett Donaghy. No, Brett Donaghy.
Brett Donaghy.
Brett Donaghy, of course, yeah. Sorry, Brett Donaghy. Also a German list with 16 Panzer Division. Get some discount. Okay, he's opted to buy very expensive Hummels.
Yeah, this is a very expensive list with Hummels, with 4 Panzer 470s, with Tiger 2s. Yeah. Whoa!
I think this is some sort of maneuver list where he will keep the Panzer 4s out in reserve, and then his mortars also, and then the rest can be on the table from the start. I think this is some sort of maneuver list.
This is one of the lists that I couldn't figure out the reserves.
Yeah, but it's going to be the Panzer 4s and the mortars, because that's 40 points exactly. That's what I would have, keep out. Yes.
The next one?
The next one is Dave Madigan. Yeah. Standard British list with the good mortars.
Pretty standard list with Stenhovis and 4 Achilles, 2 Achilles.
Yeah, it can
Achilles.
defend and can also attack, I think.
And six pounders and yeah.
Good general purpose list.
Exactly. We all know what this list is gonna do.
Yeah, but I think this is a good choice, because this can both defend and somewhat attack, because there's 9 mortars. But and then Stan Hollis, he's there to help the war-weary infantry.
Exactly.
With their morale. 6 pounders have kept an ambush,
and also 2 Wasp carriers, two Wasp platoons. So that's very nice.
Yeah, they're worth every penny. And as you can see, he can keep his entire formation on the board if he wants, and then the mortars also.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then some Achilles to get in from reserve. Good defense list.
This is J. Mercer Finnish infantry.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see Panzerfaust close defense platoons. Probably Lud would have told me some tips and tricks about this with Tiger SS and T-34-85s. This list is also a nice list. I like it quite a lot. It's quite obvious what's gonna happen with it.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of also like a defense list, or maybe a maneuver, but it's like he has only 2 shots, because Finns they only are rifle MG teams. So in defensive fire, in regards to like infantry assault, is a bit hampered by that. So most likely the T-26s are like supposed to do MG fire support, and then also hunt recce company vehicles
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that, M10s and so on. It's like a throwaway unit that has the best save in the world, which is being veteran and
Yeah.
fearless. So,
Exactly.
yeah, and it doesn't matter if you have like an AT-14 gun, you still need to make a 3+ firepower test. So if you don't do that, you just bail in the next turn and then get
And
right
he
back on.
and he gets back in. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
What else
Okay.
do we have? We have Johnny Fisher.
Yeah, but he's like a mercenary from Northern Ireland, and he's a good friend of mine, Johnny. I've
All
visited
right.
him once when I was at a tournament in Belfast, and I stayed at Johnny's place, and we played against Northern Ireland a lot of times. And Johnny is a very skilled player. He knows what he's doing, and you can see this list has also been thought through. Um, I can't remember what does the muscle. Oh, yes, it's written no muscle breaks. Okay,
So
it's supposed.
he has one platoon upgraded to anti-tank 13 and one with no muzzle brakes that probably doesn't have uh, anti-tank 13. This is a nice list with stewards and M18s. His stewards are trained,
Hmm. But they
but
can also. This can also be like a maneuver list.
I don't think so.
Maybe, yeah, but maybe it's a tech. But again, the tank destroyers can still stay in if you have like armored delayed reserves because they only front armor 2 or what.
Yes, but I think they are battle tanks. So basically,
Oh, it's understand. Yeah, okay.
you cannot keep them in reserves because of that. I mean, you
Okay.
need to keep them in reserves. And then we have this Carmona list with two Priest batteries, two Avres, and two M10s. We had this discussion about this list before on the channel, and it looks like we're gonna see it match up against Romania. Um,
Yeah, but again, like think about it in this way too. We all think about, oh, why do you buy 6 tons? Like, it's very expensive, and they have a worse firepower. But then again, maybe Hugo is trying to be anti-meta because he can like start with his entire rugby formation on the table, and then I think this is some sort of maneuver list or at least attack list, but most likely attack with all those areas. But then again, he doesn't have any infantry, and I think I would never go to a tournament without bringing any sort of infantry because
he has a small motor platoon.
oh, okay, he has a motor platoon. Okay, yeah, but how he's going to transport those across the table? They'll die to all the Panzer Grenadiers, all the MG fire.
Yeah, but he has a lot of bombardment. So he has three range templates that are quite good, and then he has the two Avre templates, and then he
Yeah,
has some M10s to back to back up the things.
yeah. It's going to be a field day for the list that we saw with the Heinkel. If he plays against this, he'd love it. The plane can just like
Yeah,
run everything. His best armor is like on the average. Otherwise, it's just paper thin, and the Heinkel will have a field day.
probably they will go crazy on this artillery list. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very um, let's say daring is not in the meta from what we've seen, but I know Hugo he plays really well, and he might come up with a surprise way of playing this list. All right, so basically we have from these are the matchups that we talked about. So Poland, Belgium, Austria, England, Denmark, Netherlands, and yeah, everybody saw what we think about. I mean, you guys know what we think about uh, our opponents, and I would say it's a very close first matchup. Also because as I said in the beginning of the stream, usually the first round, the first match, it's it's when you are a little bit chilled, you're maybe tired from the road, maybe you have some jet lag for people traveling from New Zealand, and maybe you just need more beers to get your strength back, get your uh, courage back, and see how the thing goes. We haven't talked in the team for the moment. We haven't discussed what's gonna be our strategy, our first game strategy. Probably we're gonna talk something on Tuesday evening, over a cup of beer or something like that. I'm also coming for and playing in the singles. I don't know why you're not playing in the singles, especially if you are arriving on Wednesday, Chris.
No, no, we're coming on Thursday night.
Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise I would have come, and then I would have a chance to field my crumbles, but no.
Come on, you still have time, You still have time. This reminds me, did I send Robbie my list or not? I will have to check that, but it's not something very different from what I played at his GT. So basically, uh, yeah, Sherman's for the win, because I'm packing Sherman's, and I'm gonna pack Sherman's for this also. I tried the Panther game, but the Panthers got smashed by the Super Pershing, and the Super Pershing was absolutely impenetrable by the Panthers. So simple.
Yeah,
Simple. Solution was very simple. Uh,
because
what do
like
you? Yeah, say it, Chris.
yeah, but it's just like I don't know if you have this fuzzy feeling inside. Because it's like I talked to Helly about it last year, like when we had to go to the SSF. Maybe it was because that we had been on lockdown and everything, but I feel that this is, especially in my life, the ETC to me is like somewhat of a like a national holiday or something, at least in my
Exactly.
book. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I can feel as I sit here and painting my minis, I feel like I'm like a kid waiting for Christmas Eve because it's
Exactly.
gonna be so much fun. And I've been there for like this is my eighth time going to the ETC, and I know a lot of my friends from the international community is coming, and I know how it is to play for the national team and all the guys from our local Danish community cheering us on. And yeah, it's just such a joy to be at DTC and feel the competitive spirit again and all the planning and tactics. And I know I'm gonna be so blue the week after ETC when I sit there
Exactly. The
trying
last the last day
to
after the last game,
test mode.
it's like you're standing there outside. I remember SSF the last round, the last day, and we were all standing outside, drinking beers and smoking cigars and just relaxing. But then with a little bit of, oh, if maybe tomorrow we'd have met to have another go, another round.
Yeah. But this is the way it's supposed to be, like, because if it was not an annual thing and you went to stuff like that like every third month, it wouldn't be the same thing.
Exactly.
This is like I love like all of us have a busy life,
Yeah.
trotting in the hamster wheel, you know, paying bills, whatnot, and then to have something to use your spare time on, like planning, painting, talking tactics, being creative, it's good stimuli for your mind, and this is like the culmination of like a half a year's work worth of planning and painting and yeah.
In everything,
So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. I'm still there's a lot of painting to still be done here. We have 2 days left. I mean, things are like you're becoming a little bit edgy because I still have to finish some things for the work. Probably I will take my laptop. I mean, for sure I will take my laptop with me, and I will have something to work on and things to sign remotely. And yeah, it'll be crazy. But in the end, on Thursday when the singles will start for me. It will be 4 games of 50 points, trying to go for the win as usual. trying to have a lot of fun, and as you said, Christian, trying to enjoy everything. To everybody coming to the ETC, this is something that Robbie told me that I could say. It's something that I anticipated when I talked with him on the previous episode of Chatting with Friends. There will be a big shop there at the event, at the venue, and they will bring something special from Battlefront. And
Ooh, like an objective. Yes.
objectives as objectives, but you will be able to buy things that are not yet out, and you can see them currently on this channel in the background between you and me. Let's say you can buy something very interesting and yeah, something special. I will not say
I think
monsters, but
I think this is a great idea from Battlefront side, like to really support. Like this is seriously the World Championship, and if they wanna like, we are ambassadors for our local communities. So by them reaching out like this is brand news for me, brand new news, and then like this is brilliant, and this is something that you know through the past 2 years here we've been somewhat annoyed with Battlefront and
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
marketing. And this is good news to me, and especially like if we can bring back stuff and show it to our local community and like root for Battlefront and get people excited and start a hype. This is just brilliant, good news.
Exactly. Thumbs up to Battlefront to finally, coming up with supporting this event. All right, I understand because they're doing this move because now we have a standalone Flames of War competition. Like, it's just us here. The event is just, can be 100% backed up by Battlefront because we don't have other games, other game systems, other, companies, and they're doing a great job. They're coming up with Eastern Front novelties, let's say. We will have access to them. So everybody traveling to the ETC and people, people around Belgium. If you are interested and if you want to come to visit ETC and see everybody there playing, you can also go home with some nice things from the shop, especially with the delivery times nowadays. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm very glad that I'm coming by car, so basically I can take some things. last
See,
time, last time when I went to Belgium, I won, and I had to come home with a lot of minis, and I didn't buy any, luggage for the airplane, and I had to take a lot of duty free bags.
I see. Yeah. But see, I can see that both Andre and Dorados is on the chat. The guys are from Portugal. So
Yeah.
what do you think about like looking at their lists?
All right. Yeah, we can look. Let me check first of all. So Portugal will be playing against Finland. Well, this is gonna be interesting because I actually took a look over Finland lists and also took a look over Portugal's list because Portugal is usually a team you can see us playing against. And yeah, I mean they are good lists, good solid players. Everybody has tons of experience. Uh, I know Andre, for instance, he's a very nice and good player. I know their captain is a very good and very skilled player. Um, they have they have nice lists, and for example, they have this Greyhound list which is optimized with pack front. So one armored Panzer Grenadier, one Panzer Grenadier company, stacked with the Greyhounds. They got flamethrowers, they got Stummels, mortars, everything you need. It's packed here. It's
Yeah,
something similar to what Fred from Team France is bringing. So this list is a horrible list to play against, if you ask me.
yeah.
But
But it's like they have the ability to like. I think it's the same goes for Fred. I think definitely they'll be able to defend. Definitely they'll be able to like get a draw. But will they be able to like remove enough stuff to counter push the objective for 20 centimeters or 8 inches? This is just what I'm thinking, because they have so much stationary AT, and they have Stummels, and they have, infantry all over the place, which is great. But do they have enough force to counter push the objective?
I
Or
don't think
will
so. I don't think so. And this is something that I told Fred also. But hey, who knows? Maybe he has a secret way of playing his list. I know he's a very good player. He has tons of experience, and I trust his game style. Pedro is also a good player. Let's see what they bring to the game, and let's see how they play them. Then we have Andres' list, which is a Romanian list. With he's playing guards with Tiger 2 SS and the Stuka, which is downgraded, so it's a Henschel 129 again. That great plane we talked about. He has Takams, he has 8013 cannons, and it's a very good overall list. I would have complemented it with some German list or some Russian list formation to make it stronger and not take the Tiger 2s. But then and again, playing against the Tiger 2 SS is something very hard.
Yeah, but it's to stop the Churchill spam that he brought it, I think.
Yeah.
But this is like, Andre, if you're listening, I encourage you to write on the stand for your HQ of the rifle company, Theodore. You should make your company commander into Theo, so you can actually have a live model to look at when you play. So
So
this is the guy, because Theo, he has applied for officer school in Romania. So if he he has like a role model in your army.
exactly.
So yeah, I encourage you to like write his name on the stand
There'll be
and give us
something.
feedback on how he has fared.
Exactly. So Andre, your list is it's very nice. The only thing I would have done is cut on the Tiger 2s and take some Russian or maybe German formation, but that's just me. Um, Picking guards, perfect thing. Then we have this IS2 from Jorge Martins, uh, NT70, NKV1, and Churchills. Oh my god, so many heavies. Um, don't know what to say about this. If it,
What's the formation? It's like, okay, it's IS2s. Okay, so this is definitely an attack list.
it is, but no smoke and a bunch of slow tanks crawling down the street. All right, they're decent armored, but they'll be hit on 3 plus, 4 plus, maybe 5 plus, if lucky. So Jorge, just keep your T70s alive, and maybe you can score some wins with this
I think
list.
this is he needs to bomb rush, like full throttle the first turn, maybe not shoot at all, just like go full out,
Unfor-
and and be on the objective like in turn 2 before he gets any reserve, and then try and flank the the King Tiger on the objective.
exactly.
But I
Unfortunately, he doesn't have any scout.
no, see, oh, the T70s, they don't have the scout rule.
No, I don't think they have it.
They should have found like room for like one small BA-10
Yeah.
unit or something. But again, he might have playtested this a lot. And again, if you're playing against like, let's say the 116 Panzer Grenadier formation, like Freds and the other ones we've seen without any Tigers, this one will have a field day.
Yeah, they will
And
be. They will be having a blast. Just until those. I mean, they need to take out the pack front as soon as possible.
yeah, but again, if you have like a breakthrough gun, like on the IS2,
Yeah, yeah, correct.
it's yeah.
All right,
Um,
next one. Carlos Ferreira. This list. What is this list?
it's very funky.
So some reconnaissance and some Panthers and some Tiger SS and some von Zauken and some Pioneer and some West. Oh my God, this list is
This is
crazy.
this is definitely some sort of maneuver list, I think.
It looks like a maneuver list, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it.
But
It's
they
just
can,
it's just too few models for me, for my taste.
yeah. But you can, like, if it's let's say you're playing Duster, you can keep the Tigers and the Vesps out, and you have 40 points in reserve, and then you can keep the rest on, and then you'll have some good assault units in the Tigers backing him up with the Vesps, and then he can sit idle on his objective with other stuff. But again, yeah, this is some sort of maneuver list, but I don't.
It seems like the Portuguese play a lot of against each other because I haven't seen this kind of list in the meta, and I haven't seen the IS2 list in the meta either. And we're coming to Antonio Costa's list with which is the pretty standard British 17 pounders and priests and Avres and Typhoon. Oh my God, somebody bought a Typhoon. Italian Churchills. No, they're sextons. They're not priests, so that's good. Uh, I don't know what to say about it. No infantry on the core. Just watch for the core, and you should be okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think that this is Typhoon is maybe like again to hunt, not like you cannot kill like a tiger with a Typhoon. It's nearly impossible because it's only trained with Typhoon.
yeah,
So when trying to range in with them being like in a field or something,
you need to be lucky.
yeah. So but this is good at attacking like lighter targets. And again, we're playing blue and blue, so maybe it has some merit. I don't know. Personally, I don't like the plane because in regards to that, like the only good plane is like the very cheap
Romanian
Heinkel.
play, or the handshot from the Fortress Europe. So the Portuguese came with two airplanes in their list.
Yeah. And then again, this is and then if you have the Sturmovik where you can make your own lock and bring it on, it's very nice. But yeah, the Typhoon here is like it might do something, but
Yeah,
I won't rely on it. Like,
exactly.
not bad. I hope when we get to the quals book for the British, hopefully there'll be veterans at that point, so you can actually use the Typhoon.
Hopefully. Then we have Hugo Barata's list, which is a cavalry tank company. So stewards for the win. Um,
What?
Anti-aircraft again. So clearly somebody used to play aircraft in the Portuguese community and got some terror on these guys. Some flame Shermans, right? Wonder if they're gonna have a trailer or not. We should ask Hugo.
I think that Andre is on my idea of giving the infantry HQ stand the name Captain Theo. So I buy the first beer for you, Andre. If it's actually written on the stand, it'll be brilliant. And then you can like make short stories about how Theo fared and how his company evolved during the campaign.
That should be good. That should be good. I have a special present for all the players playing Romanian lists, but that will be something that they will see at the ATC. Because
Check your Facebook. Check your Facebook. Andre sent you a picture of the mini version of you. Your incognito guy. It's on Messenger.
all right, all right, all right, all right. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, let's see, let's see. Oh, look at him. Ain't he a beauty?
Yes, yes. But
Thank you.
then there's room like on the edge of the stand, Andre. You can just write Captain CPT dot Theo. It'd
Yeah,
be brilliant.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That will be nice. That will be nice. That will be nice. Very cool. Very cool. So they're playing Finland. Let's see Finland list. So maybe we can drop Portugal a hint. Loot probably is gonna kill us, but we'll not go too much into details. I will just tell the Portuguese what lists they're strong against and not. Look, they have an ISU 122 list. So basically, this is the perfect match for the IS2 list, except that I think it's a little bit better because it
Let's see.
has scout and has infantry. And does it have bombardment? I think the IS-2 have bombardments, right?
IS-2s, no, they cannot
No,
bombard.
the ISU 122.
Yeah, they can bombard, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, could be a good list with Hero Shock Rifle. They have RPGs. Make your own luck. Really nice list. Really nice list. Um, what do we have here? Henry Vincent's. He's bringing Panzer SS, three Tiger SS, but
I
they're
played
not.
I played against Ilka, the guy running the Russians,
All right,
in Iceland at the tournament there.
all
So
right,
Ilka is a really nice guy. Shout out to him.
all right.
And he knows how to play, even though I won against him. So yeah, as I said, always assume that your opponent knows what he's doing. Never underestimate anybody.
Exactly. This list with three Tiger SS, it's a decent list. Best infantry, so basically these are SS with best infantry, really nice one. It's a little bit short on in terms of platoons for a German defensive list, if you ask me, but who knows?
He will have a tough time on this second game on Friday if we only are playing fighting with brawl, I think, because he
Yeah,
doesn't have any that many units to brawl before it gets very crucial.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he can place like a tiger on each objective, and then you'll be in trouble. But again,
They're
how many
not
platoons?
they're not Tiger twos, they're Tiger ones.
Oh, tiger ones, yeah, but he can be like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 platoons. It's a bit too short for like fighting with brawl if you're going to defend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's see how
I
they
think.
do. Uh, we have an ETC list. We don't see the name. So it's Leo Tuminen, bringing stewards and M36 formation, which is very nice, with M10s and priests. No infantry whatsoever. It's a fun list.
Sort of a checklist, yeah, I think.
It's a list that probably will get hammered by the two aircraft.
Yeah, 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 that's true.
so, so basically, Lud, if you're listening to us, don't
Watch
pair
out,
this one with.
watch out for the planes.
Yeah, watch out for the airplanes. Um, this one, it's a battle weary full bazooka list with Shermans, with Jumbos, with Peyton. So basically, this is a very solid list. I will not say so. He actually wrote in the list, but yeah, it's mechanized. It's a mechanized list. It's a very good and decent list. They have so the 4-inch tank destroyers are with 8013, which is very good. I would have taken also the card for making them back fronts, let's say.
The tow tank destroyers are
Yeah,
they in tank 12 normally, and then 13 with the
yes, with the upgrade, and then you
uh,
could you could have
with the
added
tank?
the card for making them like back fronts around the table, and that would have been yeah nice. So this is a solid list. You need to take care of it. We have infantry's Lud infantry,
Loot is this, yeah.
which is very nice. It's a very nice Finnish infantry. It's something that he took as a gamble. Only infantry. He just has two BAs. I wish him good luck. He could have a nice pairing, I think, against Portugal. So basically, he could come up with at least
There's
uh,
not the planes to kill here.
exactly the planes can't kill anything here. So wink, wink. All right, and the last one it's rifles Canadian Relentless. So yeah, the lists dearest to me the Canadians with 6 pounders, with wasps, with avres, with crocodiles, with daimlers and Achilles. This list is
Solid.
it's Oscar's list. It's a very nice list. I like it a lot. So basically, uh, just from the list point of view, guys, uh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because
Yeah,
Because
So
what do you think? Tell me what's the best bet here, Chris. Tell me a
like
score for this.
I think they I think they'll play. Think they play some draws, and then like some of the matchups will be like very one-sided, and then some of them will also be like will come down to the wire. But I think the way Portugal has created their lists versus the Finnish lists be some sort of like again the difficult thing is to do the maneuver matchup.
Hmm.
It's very easy to spot their defense list and their attack lists,
Exactly. I,
but
I, I agree with you. And what I can say and what I can tell both Lud and Hugo, I think is the captain for Portugal, right, Andre?
it might be.
I think he is, yeah. Uh, or Pedro? I don't know. I don't know. I know him by face, you know. If I see him, I know who's the
Yeah,
captain.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I think
Jorge
will
is, yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. But I like he wrote in the chat. Toraz wrote in the chat that they've been practicing against the Finnish list the past few days, and yeah, you can always try and practice where you have somebody play the list. We often optimize, or sorry, let me rephrase. We also try to train in that faction or in that manner. But the thing is, you cannot get into the mindset of the player that has been creating this list and his play style. You can somewhat see it through the list, what is the intention of it. But like, let's say the list with the IS2s that we are like, what's up with this? He might have good experience with this list, and he might have a clear cut idea of what he's supposed to do each time. So let's say the Finns are looking at the list, say, what is this? We can stop this, and then he has some sort of master plan that nobody's thought of. So again, training against the lists are good, and we can talk meta all day, and we can talk about like what is the most obvious thing that this list will do. And then on the day, it's like, in the army, we used to say the plan only holds until you meet the enemy. So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen from the lists that I've seen, there's definitely room for a 3-3 there. So basically, I see three lists winning and three lists. I mean, I see three lists winning on both sides. So basically, it depends on the pairing. I mean, if the pairing is good, I think everybody will get 3 points from this first game. Um,
but as Toradas is saying, it's like you shouldn't try to like overanalyze. Sometimes you get what I call like analysis paralysis, where you're like going so way out, some far out route, and you're overthinking it completely, and you get analysis paralysis.
exactly.
Uh,
Just chill out. You know, okay, think about what possibly you will be seeing. I mean, I'm thinking about three lists that I will see from New Zealand, possibly. Um, and I'm okay with them. I'm just, it's gonna matter of terrain, as Pedro said. It's gonna matter of the enemy. It's gonna matter of many things. I mean, the player playing the list, because it might be a good list, it might look good, but then you don't know. Yeah, there's little Yoda.
Little Yoda is saying, trust your feelings. There is no try.
Right. Team. Hello, team. So yeah, player. It's a big factor. Exactly. I mean, we know players with Panzer IV lists winning tournaments, and you will just wonder how is the Panzer IV winning tournaments? Well, it is because if he's a good player and he knows how to play it, and fits their play style, then there's nothing else that they need to do. With the Panthers, for example, when I tried them for the 50 points, it's not my play style to just stay in a bush and do blitz shoot and scoot, blitz shoot and scoot. It's just me, because I
Yeah,
need to be on
but
the
this is
objective in the first term. So if I cannot run with everything and do a smoke and
but it's the same thing like when you for the guy when you play against France, especially Jean Michel and also Patrick, the first time you play against them, if you haven't played them before, you'll be like, "What is this?" Because they are just running like their pants are on fire, like full bomb rush, and maybe not shoot anything at all in the first turn, and you're like, "What?"
exactly,
Like because they know when you play chess, the pawns die first, so they just like rush all this shit towards you, and then you're like, "What is this?"
you
It
need to be
happened to
prepared.
Helia, our captain last year. Like Fred talked about it in one of the episodes, and it's like when you see like again the KV list or the IS2 list, if he's just going flat out and following me, then he'll be on the flank of those things, and he might assault you the next turn and then just hammer you with heavy tanks.
Exactly, exactly.
So you you never know. Like
What's gonna happen? For example, team Belgium versus Poland. It's a very close game, I would say. Poland will have a lot of, um, you know, they have a lot of tricks up their sleeves, and they're very good players and they have nice lists. But you guys also have decent lists, and you can just come up with some good plays. I will reckon that it's a 3-3 game also for your first game. Um, Austria England also very nice, tight game. Switzerland with the mercenaries, I don't know what to say. Mercenaries are usually people helping around for the when to be a even number of teams. But
yeah,
they are good community players. They are good players who will play at this event, and they might have some tricks up their sleeves as well. France Germany, it's a very tight game. It's a very tight, close game because France good players, Germany good players. Let's see what they bring. Um, let's see how they go. Let's see what happens.
I think
Then Iceland, USA. It's a very um, you never know. I mean, the US team brought some lists that are not in the meta. We know Iceland also has some lists that are not in the meta, and we should see how they go. Then Finland, Portugal, you already talked about them. Ireland, Italy. Um, it's something that we should see how it goes. Serbia, Spain. It's also a very tight game, almost tighter than what we've seen with France against Germany, and then Romania playing New Zealand. I think it's gonna be a run for the money. Let's say we're gonna try our best and see how it goes. New Zealand has a lot of good lists. They have good players stacked up with them. And although it's a shame I don't see my good friend Sophia Chambers, because we've been really good pals since I think Salamanca,
yeah, yeah.
where I had I think mines from her, and yeah, I still use them as token of good luck because I have you know uh, I have this army of things from the ATC. I have one T-26. I have a German stand, infantry stand. I have mines, and I have a lot of things, a lot of tokens from the ATC. I'm not stealing them, but people are giving them to me. I also give people back things.
And so now you'll have your own Romanian infantry stand fighting in Andres force.
Yeah,
Holding you up to that.
that would be absolutely wonderful to see, and looking forward to see how it will look and how things will see. Did I miss Belgium? No, you didn't miss Belgium. We just talked about New Zealand with lists, and we could look over Italy, over Portugal and Finland lists. And yeah, this is we're gonna see how it goes. Hugo
I think
Comoro
that
from Portugal, yeah, is playing. I know Pedro. He's a very nice player. He has a absolutely horrible list. It's like horrible to play against because it's a nice, good list, and we should see how it goes against them.
but Theo, I have because we started a bit later than supposed to. I have to leave soon, but I think in regards to the fact that the ones that showed up in the chat, should we do a quick review of Belgium's list just to make Tim happy?
All right, we can do that. We can do that. Let me
That,
let me
of course,
do let me do my screen again, ready for because yeah, we can look over the Poland list, which are quite interesting,
let's do the
and
Belgium list. Yeah.
see how they fancy. Right, so I'll look over Poland list because I think it should be faster. Where is Poland? Right. All right. So
Poland is like they're the ones having 6 crocodiles in one of the lists, aren't they?
exactly, we're having elephants with brigades, with tons of flak, with Stummels, with flamethrowers. This is Adam's list with elephant, with pack front, with von Zakon, Spielverband, and some reconnaissance things, 7 points, just to have in reserves, I think. I think Kampfgruppe von Zakon, Spielverband are those guys that don't count for reserves.
Exactly. So this is something that definitely defending. I think.
Probably it's something that it's defending, and probably the elephant is the only guy who'll be coming from reserves. The rest of the things will be on the table. The pack front will be the key here. If you can avoid it, you're just gonna be safe with it. Um, is Tim watching us? Can you watch the chat if Tim is saying
Yeah.
okay, thumbs up? Because
Tim, are you still here?
all right. Then Marcin Talego, he's playing a Desert Rats with Stan Hollis and SFY platoon, also not counting for reserves. And I think this is also a defensive list, but with crocodiles. So who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
This might be, as we talked about, like I said, try to counter push the objective.
Exactly, try to counter push the objectives. They don't hold the objective, but at the same time, they can destroy and put a lot of havoc on the enemies. Two Achilles, it's pretty standard. The Achilles. Then they have Deseret's motor platoon, which is kind of similar things with cautious, not stupid standard. I think they have a better last stand or something like that.
Yeah, we sound better.
With Flames was this time a lot of MG carriers with the 6 crocodiles. So basically, I would expect this list to be maneuver list. It's Mikhail Mikhailovich, and yeah, he plays really good. Then Lukasz Kur, he's playing armored with Panzer Grenadiers and probably with Greyhounds. Yeah, Greyhounds and Tiger SS. This is something similar we have seen in many lists. This is a meta list, let's say, and we should see how he does. He has flamethrowers. I know I played this guy, and it was absolutely horrible to get all the Stummels out, all the flamethrowers, and everything on the table. And he was packing a lot more because he didn't have this King Tiger's SS.
Great list for fighting withdrawal. I think.
Yeah. Great list for fighting withdrawal. Pavel Kuklinski playing Americans with the Super Pershing, third AD, with the downgrading Shermans. This is basically what my list would have looked like if I would have not got for Stewards. Two Priests Artilleries. So he has 3 templates. He has Italian Churchills because he cannot assault with these guys because they have 5+. counterattack. So basically,
I
this
don't
is
know. Yeah, I don't understand why he brought the super Pershing, because I think the level of terrain on at DTC in Belgium will be great. So like the crossing of a Pershing is like 5+. I think it's very bad at crossing.
no. He's decent. The problem is with the Super Pershing. The problem is that his side armor is not so good. So basically, this I smell it to be an attacking list, and the reason I said I don't like the Super Pershing is that when you play an attack in attack, it's very
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's very hard not to get involved with your Super Pershing because it's 16 points. I mean, 16 points. It could be almost a Stewart formation. So yeah. Then we have this Mikal Josiak list, which is absolutely great, with eight M18s, Chaffees, and Balweris carried in LVTs. So basically, this list can do absolutely everything. This could be the list to start off for the roasters, I think.
Yeah, it's brilliantly made, like with the LVTs and stuff like
Exactly.
that. And
He
both
can
defend and attack and can do everything.
he can do absolutely everything. So probably this will be their first list to start on the pairing. I don't know
I
what
would bring
else.
this. I would bring this list to a singles tournament for sure.
Yeah, as well. But it's also good for the mechanized that you need to play against. To have it as your first card and see how it goes. Also, the six crocodiles list is it's a list that probably will intimidate most people.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have for Team Belgium we have Hans van Open list with the SS Panzer Grenadiers. This is one list that I did not kind of understood. It's with Tiger SS, it's with Panzer 470s SS, Stug Volkstugs.
But I
I
don't know if this is supposed to attack. What is going to assault with the Tigers maybe? But then again, they'll be threatened from the sides, and he has the Panzer force to sit idle and shoot, and then he has some. Yeah.
it's it's
Why,
it's a list to sacrifice it, Tim.
I don't know what the idea with this is. I think he brought all the expensive toy.
Exactly, all the
I would
expensive
love to
toys.
play against this. Yeah.
Yeah. We have Robbie, who's playing his reconnaissance list um, with veteran Shermans, two Achilles, and crocodiles. Uh, his Robbie is a very good player, so he could have a chance against those infantry lists. He will have to fight a lot of infantry, and hopefully he will manage it. But it's gonna be hard. We have this Turan list here, so it's basically Germans, Greyhounds, with Hungarian tanks, and so he has three Tiger tanks. Probably will be a good list. It's not a meta list. It's something that we should see how it goes. He has a Firefly as well. Well,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
And the cool thing about this Firefly is that he can be parked like next to a Tiger.
And he
Then
can take fire. He can take shots from the Tiger.
mistaken target onto the Tiger tank. So this is very neat. Like park the Firefly next to the Tiger 2, and they can almost shoot the same range. I think the Tiger 2 can shoot like 120 or something.
Exactly, exactly.
But he can bounce the shots on that. So
Yep.
put that into consideration, Poland, when you're playing against.
Yeah, Poland should see. I mean, Polish players are very good players. So
Yeah, but
then we have this Churchill list, which is Tim's list. Churchill spam with some decoy Panthers and some engineer sappers and some Su-76s for the artillery. Partisan guide, I think, is the thing where you can move the objective or something like that.
but this is like full on YOLO attack. Like he's trying to move the objective a bit forward, and then yeah, hopefully the Churchills will reach
Withstand.
the objective. Yeah,
Withstand. This is a good list to be paired against the Chaffee M18s list, from my perspective. if you ask me.
Sure.
Then we have Ruben Denis, which is playing M4 veteran Sherman's 30D with Peyton, Calliopes, and absolutely everything. Battlewary Rifle Platoon is a downside, but otherwise it's a very strong list. It's a list that, yeah, I played, I think, something similar or something, yeah. I had.
So if they lose in matchup, like if he's going against like an attack against an attack, he might be in trouble, in regards to what he is choosing to have in reserve.
No, I think he has reserves, decent enough reserves. It's like the M4 Sherman and the Super Pershing in reserves, and then he has other things on the table like Jumbo on the table, another platoon with Jumbo and 76s on the table, Stewards, Calliopes, M4s, reconnaissance. It's a very good list. It's a very good list, and also with Peyton.
Expensive stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive, and Ruben, I think it's a good player, and he could do a great scene. Mark Hendricks, he's playing Battlewary armor rifles. Standard thing, I could say. I mean, the Battlewaries. Why I don't play Battleware is because I used to play Bulge American armored rifles, but that was in version 3 where the bazooka was very strong and very good. Now I'm a little bit disappointed by the bazooka
Yeah,
performing.
but then again, too, like this list could have worked if they have had pattern in the list, but then like you can only have one player using that card. So
Exactly.
I'd say if you want third armored and a battle US list, then this might not work as well because they never rally. So, but then again, if you have your commander nearby, a 5+ with a 5+ is a 55% chance of making it.
I, I,
So half the
I have
time you rally.
Yeah, I have just seen it now, and that this list, so Borf, Mark, and Ruben are using the 76 hypervelocity upgrade, and they should not, from what I think, from what I know. So yeah, so the 76 have up 2 points. So yeah, so now he's using on the M10s, he's using the upgrade.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was just a mistake. He took the 76 hyper velocity. He should have taken the tank destroyer hyper velocity card, but it's the same thing, same cost. It does the same thing. He has the units, so yeah, it's not.
Okay, to you, but I have to leave now because it's dinner time, and we were supposed to start a half an hour earlier. So,
Yeah,
but
I know. The same for me. I have a lot of things to paint. I have a lot of things to take care of. Hopefully, the guys enjoyed this stream, and I mean, we try to say a little bit something about everything. We
yeah,
cannot say about everybody, and we cannot say, let's say, strategy to the level of how we would discuss it.
nice. But just here, to you, I'm gonna bring my my stuff. I just got a new camera stick so I can film at the ETC.
Perfect.
So I'll do some travel log, video vlog, and some most likely very short battle reports of my games there, and
Perfect.
great content for my YouTube. And I bet you bring your stuff as well, at least
Yes.
some of it. And then hopefully we can do like a recorded version of chatting with friends at the event with me, Ludi, and you. Maybe
Exactly.
some
Exactly. Exactly.
definitely like an interview with the winners, I think, in each category. But until then, seriously, I have to go. Wish you all safe travels, best of luck. See you all in Belgium, and stay safe.
Stay safe and see you all back in Belgium. And take care, everybody. This is episode 52, cutting out right now. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.